We've all seen the meme. A dog goes in for grooming, fluffy and adorable, but comes out nearly bald. So, what happened? Before you roast your groomer on social media, let's talk about matting, brushing, and why a shave down was probably the kindest thing they could do. Let's dig in. For those unfamiliar, matting is much more than just a few tangles or knots. It often starts out that way, but over time, the hair twists and tightens into dense clumps that reach all the way to the skin. This puts painful pressure on the skin and can even lead to irritations, open wounds, infections, or sores. Matting usually comes from one of three things: infrequent brushing, brushing incorrectly, or using the wrong brush type for your dog's coat. If you've seen enough of these posts, you might notice similarities beyond the salon. Most of them feature a doodle of some kind, and that's not surprising. Doodles and other designer mixes are often marketed as low maintenance, but their coats are anything but easy. Many breeders even tell buyers not to start grooming until the dog is older. In doing so, they skip over the critical socialization period when grooming should be introduced gently and regularly. This early desensitization should start with the breeder, but that's a topic for another time. When that doesn't happen and the new owner doesn't know any better, it creates a dog who's fearful of grooming and already matted. Many people are drawn to doodles because they're trendy or viewed as a status symbol, but they're often unaware of the level of care required. The result? A dog in distress or in pain over what should be a very basic part of life, and another viral photo that doesn't tell the whole story. Groomers can't simply brush out matting, especially when it's severe. Attempting to do so is a painful and stressful experience for the dog, and a tedious, lengthy process for the groomer. Dogs in pain and distress often panic, flail, or try to bite the groomer or the tools, creating a major safety hazard. Behavior like this may result in the dog being turned away from the salon. Having such a negative experience will certainly sour any dog's view of grooming, which leads to continued issues for future sessions, whether done by a professional or the owner. Even after investing the time trying to brush it out, the dog may need to be shaved down anyway once the condition of the skin and coat is fully realized. Not to mention, dematting fees average around $1 to $2 per minute, meaning that if dematting your dog takes 2 hours, that could be an additional $120 at minimum just for the attempt. Some salons charge for matted shave downs, sometimes as much as $90 to $100, as a way to encourage proper upkeep. It's not lazy for a groomer to shave down a matted dog. In fact, doing a full shave down is much more labor intensive because of several factors. First, it can be extremely dangerous for the dog. It's nearly impossible to see where body parts begin or end when the dog is matted, making it very easy to nick them with the clipper blades or shears. The added friction from working through thick matting causes the clippers to heat up, potentially leading to burns. The weight of a matted coat falling away from your dog's body puts a lot of tension on the skin, which can cause tears or hematomas. Your groomer needs to move slowly and intentionally to avoid cuts, skin damage, stay mindful of the state of their tools, keep an eye out for signs of stress in your dog, while also still safely controlling them on the table. That's a lot of work. In addition to the safety concerns for your dog, the groomer, and the time it would take to proceed safely, matting can also wreak havoc on grooming tools. They can quickly dull blades, overheat clippers, and blunt shears, risking hundreds of dollars in damage to the tools groomers rely on to make a living. Aside from attempting to encourage proper care between appointments, this is exactly why there are so many fees, policies, and precautions regarding matted dogs. So now that you know the potential risks for both dematting and shave downs, what can you do to prevent it from happening to your dog? The first and most effective step is recognizing the signs and preventing mats before they even start. Your dog may already have matting if you notice these signs. The next step is picking up the right brush and using it, often and correctly. Most dogs need their coats brushed usually about twice a week, depending on coat type. It's important to ask your groomer for advice to maintain your dog's coat in between appointments. They can guide you on the appropriate tools, methods, and frequency required for your dog's individual needs. Just brushing the surface of the coat isn't enough to prevent matting, which is where line brushing comes in. This means you work in sections, making sure to brush all the way down to the skin in each and every layer, starting from the bottom of the dog, moving upwards. After you're done with the brushing, you'll want to go through with a comb to double check your work. Mats can be deceptive. While the top of the coat may look brushed out, the mats can still be there closer to the skin. That's why it's so important to brush properly and thoroughly. In between full brush outs, it's important to maintain the coat. You'll want to regularly assess areas that see a lot of movement, like around the ears, tail, armpits, and backside. Sometimes the area of the neck where the collar sits often mats due to friction. These are the most common areas matting starts, and it's much better to be proactive and get ahead of it before it becomes a bigger problem. If this sounds like too much work for your taste, you still have the option to maintain that long coat you're dying for without all that work. You can pay your groomer to do it. Coat maintenance in between haircuts keeps your dog's coat healthy and beautiful while saving you the time and effort. You might really love the look of a long fluffy coat, but if you're not willing or able to maintain it, your dog will be the one who suffers. Choose and maintain a style that keeps your dog's comfort and health in mind, not just your aesthetic. And if you're still in the research phase, consider whether a lower maintenance breed might be a better fit. So before jumping into the comment section or making your own Count Your Days post, maybe grab a brush instead, or at least think about the last time your dog saw one. Because dogs deserve better, brush often, brush correctly, and when in doubt, brush some more. If this video gave you a new perspective, drop your thoughts in the comments and share this with the next person posting a tragic transformation. Their groomer will thank you, and their dog definitely will. Until next time, stay curious and keep digging.